Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Jersey and today we are playing the test build of the Bloomin Spring update. And what are we going to be doing today? We are building Waterfall. That's what we are here. People are so excited. This is one of the big ones. This is the waterfall, the waterbed, the way James was able to do it so he can make us happy as players, as designers, is so great. So what we're gonna start is with just different type of idea, different styles, so we can see how everything and the mechanics work, especially when we placing, how everything is looking, how the boxes look, and how when we put them on the ground, how the water's flowing. We just wanna see, and we're gonna do some test builds, you know. We're gonna start small so you guys can start getting ideas. As you guys are watching this video, I want you to start visualizing how these waterfalls can work in your area, right? So, and at the same time, look how we're placing the water in the floor, so you can imagine yourself putting ponds, doing just little sections in different heights of your island, in different tiers, so you can have more water landscaping or anything like that in your town. But the most exciting, and I was just so excited, is we get to design waterfall. We can just go all out and start designing. So we're gonna start with a small one, and that's what you saw here. This is just basic, you know, this can go anywhere in your town, which I just wanted to see how everything was flowing, how the view just looked. And this could be in any corner. And the great thing about this little one, it can work if you put like a little fountain or you make it look a little more aesthetic. You can also change. That's something that we didn't get to do today in this video. I just kept it all natural, right? I'm just imagining like natural. But eventually we're gonna work like if we're gonna be building a fountain and just different areas, how the water will look with different textures in different scenarios, in different places. But the most important one to me is still the waterfall, having that natural waterfall look, and we want to get that. So okay, so we started basic, right? We started with the very bottom and just two little waterfall just coming out, little corner, just to see how that feels. So now we're gonna be elevating, we're gonna be raising the tiers just a little bit higher, and I want to see how this is gonna flow, how everything's gonna look, and just the feel of it. So basically I kind of expanded the little area. I kind of feel like I want to have some size to it. And don't forget, as you're watching this and you like one that you are seeing, go ahead, tweak it, change it, see how everything looks. So in some of the stuff that I was trying to test is looking at the water beds, right? Let's say you wanted to have water a little more on the side and you want just the water to go to the other side and fall like you saw there, then you're gonna see the water bed. So that's something that you gotta keep in mind when you're designing. Sometimes you wanna do like a spring and you wanna curve it in and all that, but if it's in the air and you don't have dirt, you're gonna see sides of the water bed. So you gotta start thinking sometimes in your design that we may have to change that and you're gonna have to put dirt in front of it. So that's something that by playing around, seeing the build, see how everything is looking, we are just noticing that. And so if you're building something natural, right, like this is gonna be in the woods, this is gonna be a big thing that you're gonna build, then we want to try to hide that. Now if you're doing something in the city, fountains, then it's not bad having to see the sides. But once we build something more industrial, we'll get to see how that feels when we get to it. Okay, so the other thing is the tape measure. Guys, the tape measure. That's the next thing we're gonna use in this little video, in this update, as I keep accumulating more recipes so we can keep doing designs. But the tape measure, you know, is so great, and you can see how it just raises up with everything as you're building. James, you really did an amazing job when it comes to the tape measure. You know, as sometimes we know the size that we're gonna go. We know we're gonna go 16 one way, 20 the other way, or 6x6 or 6x3, and by being able to place the tape measure, leave it on the ground, and it doesn't go away until you pick it up, is so nice. It's gonna help us so much, and it makes the job so much easier to be able to build, to be able to just have the right measurement and not waste so much time going back and forth counting. But yeah, and guys, I'm just my voice, I may be going a little faster than normal because I'm just so pumped to be able to test all this today and just to play around with it, to just get inspiration. In my second monitor over here, I got different type of waterfalls that I'm looking at in real life, and I can't wait to get to the end, because at the end of the video we are building one of the big ones. It's the first test. I want to end the video with something just kind of big, just with an idea, and I already got even more ideas after that one and how to make it even better. And I'm so eager to test it out, just to see what we can be doing, you know, just keep working at it, just keep designing. So okay, so we are still working on this one. So this one I want to do a little more, not just on the front. Now I want to try to see how water will look flowing in different directions. So I want to see how everything looks when you go back, how everything looks in from the side. We are in a tier higher, and then again we're gonna make like where the water's falling. So to make everything sense, we want to make a pond, or like just a little bit where the water is going, and where the water is going, and then it just keeps flowing in there, right? And that's something that we want to keep trying. Don't forget, you know, if the top, don't overthink it too much like me, because I always overthink builds, you know, because I'm always trying to go in the realistic route. But when I place them on the top, you know, it's a game. Don't overthink where the water's coming from. It's okay. You know, if you want to make a bigger pond on the top and just make it a little more, like you got more of a body of water in the very top, that's where the water is coming and falling down, then we can make it that way. But just design and work it the way you are loving it, you know, that when you're looking at your waterfall, you really like it. So here I'm gonna be testing something, and I've already seen some of the test builders that are testing the game. They've been doing that. It's not my favorite thing just yet. I'm gonna keep playing around it. Maybe if I do a waterfall that you're looking for very far away, maybe I do like a little more. But you see how the tier system here, and everything is glitching just a little bit, like it's trying to decide where to go, and then you can kind of see like how the tile, you kind of see the tile, how it forms. It's not my favorite look. So if I'm building something up close that you're gonna be able to walk and just look at it, then this will not do it for me. I just feel like it's not giving that design look that you want. So it wasn't my favorite thing, but I did want to show it, and I kept it on the video because I want you guys to see it. We're testing this. Also could be fixed. That whole glitching, it could go away, and then maybe even myself, I start using it better. Now, if I was building this as a perspective view from far away, and to only see it up close, you will really have to go like out there, like it's out of your town. It's supposed to be just a viewing experience. Then from far away, it's gonna look good. But right now, at this very moment, I'm truly enjoying the way the waterfalls fall, just not having those middle pieces, so it looks like it's just all water falling all in one side. It's a cool look, and it's great because a lot of waterfalls in real life, they do that, right? They just fall right from the side, and it's covering the whole mountain, just coming down. But since I didn't like it as much, it's not something that I'm gonna keep using right now in this particular video. Maybe I'll give it a try as more updates come to the test build, and we'll see if some of those little details have been fixed. And if not, then I want to do kind of like a big perspective build and see how that will look from far away, and see if we see any of that. But okay, so now that we're gonna be moving on from that particular one, we're gonna start building the next one. And I was trying to decide like how I wanted to approach this one. I wanted to be a little bit more different, so we're gonna be raising it up, and we're gonna start just experimenting, you know. And that's the fun part. I think waterfalls, when it comes down to build, I think all of you are gonna have such a great time, because you can do anything you want. You know, you can make a whole lake right here, you can make a humongous pond, and we're just gonna be tweaking, we're just gonna be putting, you can make it look the way you want. You can have multiple tiers, like one square up, put a waterbed, one square up, put a waterbed, one square up, and put another waterbed. I think we're gonna have so much enjoyment, so much like just fun, just designing waterscapes. And there's gonna be so many, and a lot of you are gonna be so creative, and I just can't wait to see what you guys are gonna be creating in your towns, next to buildings, next in front of a building, on just next to a pond, next to the ocean, next to your rivers. There's so many possibilities as ideas come, as inspiration hit. We're just gonna be evolving, just using this. And then what's gonna happen when another update comes and the waterbeds make it even better? Maybe we can go too deep. There's gonna be just so many exciting things that I feel like they're gonna come, that it's just gonna be wonderful, amazing, and I just can't wait to see everybody's design, because it's gonna be an amazing thing. And Dinkum is just getting better, and it's just gonna get it's getting better, it's gonna keep getting better, and I can't wait what other idea James has in store for us, because the Bloomin Spring update is already an amazing update. It's for an early access game, and how much content is coming, and decoration, guys, the decoration. And there's a bunch of streamers. I'm gonna put in my link on the description. Go find Rips, go find KD, go find Spec, find the Ginger Empire. I'm gonna put all of those in there because they're testing like crazy, and they're just finding everything out and just kind of speed running everything to get the items, to showcase it and all that. You know, I do have access to the update, but I'm just a designer at heart, and we are gonna be designing with the update as I get the materials as to design areas, right? Okay, so here again, this is what I'm saying. You see that little glitch again? That's something that it just, and I was trying to play around with it. So what I did, I erased it, and then the glitch kind of went away. So now we're and that's what I'm trying to test to see, is it because I'm dropping for so low that when when the waterfall is going so low and the boxes to touch it is in the very bottom, maybe that's what's causing the glitch. We just need a little more space, so I don't know. So you can still see a little bit of the outline, but once we finish that one, we're gonna be moving now to the next one, and here we are. So this one, I wanted to go a little bit bigger. Okay, so I've already designed just a few ideas, just a few scenarios. We wanted to see how everything is flowing and looking, but now, okay, let's go bigger. Let's see what we can make and just start shaping things up. So I got like 10 waterfall pictures, and I'm trying to get inspiration for all of them and see how waterfalls and just are looking, and just kind of get this feeling and just get inspiration from them and apply them to Dinkum, you know, to how I can incorporate that style into here, and to try to make it a little more natural. So here what we're gonna do is we're gonna have like one coming from the front, side, front again. So it's kind of like a tier system, kind of like if you go to a waterfall area and you're looking at it, and then you got like this one from view, like it's just falling in different areas, not just in one particular place or one corner. We're gonna have them coming in different ways. And I just wanted to see, you know, all of this is about to see how everything feels, how everything is moving, and just enjoy it. And I think it's so exciting, and it's just something about it. Like I do like how the water just is running, it's just flowing. The animation is really good, and I think maybe part of those little glitches that you see sometimes, maybe it's just something in the texture, or maybe something that we can do in the animation to make it when the two boxes are just falling together when there's no dirt around them. Maybe it's just something that can be improved, and I'm excited to see if that happens. So okay, so we finished another little test build that I just wanted to do. So here we go. So this is the big one. I wanted to end the video, you know, if I'm gonna show something, let's design something. So we're gonna go all out. This is our first waterfall. We're gonna start from the beginning, we're gonna go all the way to the end, and we're gonna do a little bit of decorating with natural items. Nothing, just natural, meaning bushes, trees, grass, just that. Like this is just what we're building here. It's something if you could find it in the wild, and so exciting. And I was nervous all at the same time, because you know, this is like my first official build right here. It's not a test, it's something, and I'm gonna leave this this particular waterfall, I'm gonna leave it on this particular part of the island. So I'm very far away from my towns. This is a whole different section where this is at. But this is where in the future I want to build another town in this area. So I picked this location on purpose because I have body of water on one side, and then at the other end I have more water, because I wanted, my idea is to have this humongous waterfall with all this thing falling down coming from the back. Like, so when you're looking at it down, you gotta imagine like if there's this humongous river coming from the way top of the mountain, coming down, and then it's just breaking down through and making this waterfall, right? And then all that water that is coming, because supposed to be all this water is coming and it's going into the ocean or into the rivers. And that was the idea. So, but we're gonna go through some trials and error. Like always, you know, designing. Don't forget, designing, you gotta try. Don't like it, redo it, try it again, move things around. And we're gonna see that even in waterfall, you know, in many times I felt like it looks good, but it's not what I wanted. I wanted a little more water. I wanted more movement. I wanted more division, you know. Like what I'm building right here looks great and it's simple and it's just, it looks cool and all of that, but I wanted more. And it's funny to say like I want more, but I truly do. I wanted something that I will see in these pictures that I'm looking at, that is impactful, that is just powerful. And because this is the first build. This is my first build in the spring update using waterfall, and we've been wanting this. So I wanted to make something special and something to inspire you guys, that see what can we create, you know. And by being the first one, I got excited to the very end and just smile on my face, and it was just amazing. Okay, so the idea and how I came about on this waterfall. So the idea is a high waterfall that's coming. So at the very end, we're gonna raise the whole wall, right? We're gonna go to the highest level that we can go in Dinkum, because you gotta try to imagine like this river coming from the back of the waterfall, like it's coming and it's just pouring down. So then I want to have this gap in the middle, like even if you're walking in through like these two type of waterfalls, like you got this little hallway in the water that you're gonna walk, and then you can get behind it, and then you got even more waterfalls coming, right? And the idea just kept evolving, and I wanted to have like multiples as you're passing and just you're looking at it, and it's just, that's what I wanted, right? That was the idea. And as we kept evolving it and improving it, it became even bigger and bigger, and then we added more sides, and then next thing I know, I was lost in designing, and the time went by and I was just designing, and then I added the trees and I added the bushes and the plants, and then we added the rocks, and everything just became, and I was like, wow. I'm like, it was so amazing to be able to build this because of the tools and just this update is gonna bring to all of us, right? And the tool to add the rocks, you know, it's just exciting to find it, and it's excited to have, and it's just being able to put rocks now in Dinkum. Such a little detail, but an amazing designer detail. And I think all of you guys gonna enjoy. So one of the first things, you guys gotta go down and find it, because it's just awesome. Okay, so here we are. So we're designing the waterfall, right? I'm making the spaces. So at first I thought this was gonna be how wide I was gonna have between the two big waterfalls, right? But as you're gonna be able to see, the waterfall just kept evolving into a bigger waterfall like this one. It just started becoming bigger because I started imagining, you know what, the way I want the water to curve here, and I want a little bit open over here, it's not, and I want the water to fall. And with the boxes, I'm trying to hide them, you know. In this particular waterfall, I'm not gonna do what we saw that it creates the glitches. So as I was doing that, I was like, okay, I need a little more room. So what I'm doing here, I'm just placing the water box so I can get the vision in my head, so I can start seeing where the water is gonna be at from the top and how it's gonna fall. And then I can start imagining where are the canals that, like, of the water when it's falling and attaching, and how they're gonna spread through this mountain, you know, and they're just gonna keep flowing. And look at that animation, it's so good, just so good. Okay, so So now that I did this, I realized, okay, I need more space and I need that. So now that pine tree, I left it on purpose. I was like, okay, so say I'm gonna get close to the mountain. I want the nature, you know, and I already knew. And one of the reasons we picked this section where I'm at, you see all the pine trees on the back, right? Because I wanted to have this forest vibe, right? Like at least I live in the United States, so when I imagine like all these waterfall, rocky mountains and all that, you know, I want pine trees, and that's what I want. So that's why we're here, you know. This is gonna be a future town entrance, something like that. But yeah, so I wanted to be here, and because I wanted to use pine trees, I wanted to have this greenery, I wanted to be dark, the green, I wanted to be dark. I just wanted to have that feel of a forest, right? And with the waterfall, that's what I wanted to, that's the way I wanted to approach it. Okay, so, and you're gonna be seeing right here, we're gonna be trying back and forth. Sometimes I'm like, oh no, if I put this here, the waterbed, we're gonna be able to see the wood. So I have to keep adjusting and maybe raising the level, and then we just kept raising the level and then adding a little more waterfalls more on the top, because on this one we're going high. So, you know, we started the video with a simple waterfall, very low level, and we kind of increase a little bit to a little bit higher with the kind of a couple little designs. They're falling a little bit on the side, they're falling a little bit over here, we have a little pond in front of it. But for this one, we wanted to go big, and I wanted to feel like when you're looking down, when you're standing on the ground and you're looking up, you're seeing the waterfall just coming down, and I wanted to experience that, and I wanted you guys to have a visualization of the waterfall and how high can we go and how would that look in Dinkum, you know, and completely decorate it as much as you can. And decorations is gonna be very subjective, you know. A lot of waterfalls are just very rocky, right, and no nature, meaning no many plants. It's just rocks and just water coming through, and you can make it that way. And that's what I'm excited about the rock too, because maybe we can make something like that, you know, have a bunch of rocks somehow and maybe the water going through them. I don't know, we gotta do a lot of testing and a lot of trials and error, you know. But the other thing is we also have the ability to just spread everything out, and just to how we're gonna place the waterbeds to make it maybe feel like it's bigger or it's smaller, and it's just, and I wanted you guys to see that, so that way you guys, your mind can start already visualizing like what you guys want to do. I'm like, okay, I like this, maybe I can put this in my town. And just because it's one of the quickest thing that you can unlock in the next update, we can unlock the waterbeds real quickly. They don't take that long to make, you can have them, and it's one of those things that can just make your town already, and you can start just already having fun with the update, just enjoying it, and it's cool, and it's just so cool. So here again, as you see, I'm trying to see something out. I didn't like it, so I took it out, I placed it down on the floor again. I wanted to see what happened if it was just one level higher, but I was like, no, it's just not gonna work. So here I'm already realizing, since I'm going bigger, I'm gonna need more space, especially on the front. So all my equipment, we're gonna have to push it all the way back, because we're gonna make sense. I want the idea of the water, I want the front where all that water is falling to kind of make a little sense. I don't want this little front and all this water is supposed to be coming down, and I just want the front to get a little bit bigger, and then at the same time we're gonna have a pathway that's gonna lead kind of to the sides. So I think that's gonna be cool. So here we are now filling up the top. I'm testing to see if I want water coming more for the side and all that. That was what I was trying to do there. Then I decided, you know what, I don't want to have one coming from there because I already got the pine tree there. I didn't want to cut it. That was a choice. It could look cool, but what I did was on the other side, on the other waterfall, because that one gets expanded too, then I did a side waterfall, and you know, I think it looked good. It has that vibe and that feel, and that was great. So this was cool, right? I brought the water in because I'm imagining, okay, the water's falling on this side, next corner, and it's gonna go into the river, ocean, and all that on the side. But it's cool that once the water gets in, it gets all inside the water beds, and then you can pick up all your water beds. You see it? And then you can pick it up and have all your water beds back. See, I didn't know that if you place the boxes and if there's actual water on the bottom, you don't need the water box to create the effect. if there's water. So that was cool because I was like, oh man, now I gained all these water beds back. So that was great because I was like, man, I'm gonna have to make some more very soon because my idea just keeps evolving and I gain all this back. So that's something for, so you guys know, if you guys don't want to use water beds from the bottom and you can bring real water in, then you will save a lot of water beds and you guys don't have to do it. So here we are still just adjusting all of this, right? So now I was thinking, okay, this one is too small and it's too plain. I don't like it. At first I wanted to go with like, wow, look at this waterfall, like just big and wide, just falling down. But when I built the other one, I like the other one so much. I was like, you know what about if I make this side a little bit like the other side and then have this hallway like I wanted, but then water is coming down from both sides, just falling in. So that's what we're gonna do. So now we're gonna tweak this side over here. And that's why I want you guys to keep watching, because that's what you're gonna do. You know, at first you have this idea and then you're gonna apply it and then you're like, you know what, maybe if I can do it this way, and then you try it again. And it's fun. It's so much fun designing and the aspect and what you can create. And with this update, it's just so many possibilities. Dinkum has expanded what we can create. You imagine a house right up here, you make a bunch of stairs coming up, you put a house, and then the house on the very top of the mountain, and then with the woods and all this, if you're going with like a cabin style feel, but and then you got this cascades waterfall falling down. It's amazing. And you know, everybody, if you've been following along, you guys know, you know, we built my first town. We're in the coastal town now that we're getting close to being done there. As now that we got the update, I can finish some of my ideas that I want, but we're going to the forest town. You know, I want to make a forest town, very woodsy, very no. And now with this update, oh man, I just kind of want to jump and do that. But the update came out and there's so many good things also for the coastal town, and we're gonna finish the coastal town. You know, we're gonna continue to work it. We're gonna expand to the other side that we got the bridges leading to it, but we haven't done, because what I want to do there, it's gonna be awesome. But one of the things I need to find is the recipe for the sailboat. So you know, I just gotta keep playing until I can find all the recipes that I need, so I can do the builds and the tests that I want to do to create something amazing once again. Okay, so we're watching and we're doing this and we're expanding and we're just, you know, testing everything out. As you see, you know, I'm like, okay, what about if I pull a row of water here? And the best approach that I can tell you when you're building your waterfall is put it down, see how it looks. Like every video, just walk around it, see what it feels like. Do you want a lot of water? Do you want just a massive waterfall? Do you want different ways the water's falling? And give it a try and error. And this one, I do believe, is completely 100% true. I don't think there's a wrong way to make a waterfall, because it's water, it's nature, it's just water falling down. You know, you can make it as high as you want and just one level dropping. You can make it like a staircase and it's just water just falling down as a staircase. And it's just, I think that's the fun part when it comes to waterfall, because there's not a wrong way to do it and there's not a right way. You know, I think it's just how can you make it and how unique you can make it, and then just make it fun, you know. And I think the fun part is have fun with it, have fun designing it, have fun just playing around with what you can make and be creative and get inspired. And I think with waterfalls, you guys are gonna get so much inspiration, because I think there's gonna be so many creators in Dinkum that are gonna be just tackling this on and create a cool thing and ideas, putting buildings next to it. Just, I don't know, just, you know, you can make a whole patio, you can make a whole restaurant in front of the waterfall and just close it out and put the restaurant and all of that, and then the backdrop of the restaurant is waterfalls. The possibilities are endless, you know. And I'm excited, I'm truly excited, because I really want to see everything that you guys are gonna create, because I want to get inspired, I want to get the inspiration, and I want to see something that I'm like, yes, and I want to build that too, and I want to then tweak it over here, and I want to put it over here, and just enjoy. And I want to see you guys just enjoying this update, because this feature is amazing. I'm I know you guys can tell, I'm just so happy about this update. I'm just happy about this feature. And this is, believe it or not, this was a highly requested feature since day one. You know, people's like, we want to build waterfall. We want to build waterfall. And the sad part was in one of the Q&As early on in the Dinkum, you know, early days of Dinkum, and James was doing a Q&A. He's like, there's not an easy way, the way the game is built. I will have to like remake the game in a way, and then everybody will lose all their stuff, you know. And I think everybody would have been like, okay, yeah, that's fine, we'll start over, you know. But James, in his goodness of his heart, he went ahead and designed a way that we don't lose any of our progress, and then it's easy to actually place, and we can use it for different things as well. So the waterfall, the waterbeds, they're not just good for waterfalls, but you're gonna be able to use it to make a little river, you know, a little canal, just a little stream if you want it. You can make it to be part of a water fountain or a water design, water landscaping. You can make a pond and then put decoration. He also is letting us plant things inside the waterbeds. So it's just, it came out to be better than just being able to put water down. Because we can plant, we can move them, we can pick them up. It's an easy way to pick them up and take them somewhere else. And it's just the ability. And they look pretty, the animation is great, and it's just fantastic, right? And for him to be able to get to this point, to be able to release it, and I remember when he started hinting that he's working on something, he doesn't know, he doesn't want to show it because he doesn't know if it's gonna work and all that, but we designers, the community that's very tight right now, we were all kind of like talking with each other and trying to be very excited about it. We're like, just let us see it, let us see. And then as he kept working on it, just kept improving, and then look at it, it's amazing. Okay, so here's one of those things. You see how the water box on the side stay? So it'd be cool if you could kind of something, you could let it, but you can't let that happen. So you always gotta put dirt on the side. So remember that. So when you're designing and trying to create something, remember that if you truly want to hide the boxes, especially in a naturally feeling area like this, then we need to always put dirt on the side. And that's the best thing. It's just don't be afraid that if you gotta move, tweak things around, just do a couple things different, just go ahead and do it. So that way you get that natural look. We gotta try to hide the wood box for now. When you're doing something natural. Now, if you're putting this in a park, if you're doing this in a city area, you know, then showing the box is not bad, and it could look really cool as a design aspect because then it has a frame, and that's the possibility of this item. It's great. I think this was one of the best choices for us as players, as designers, as creators, to be able to utilize this tool. And I want to see what more we can come up with and just to use it, you know. And it's gonna be exciting time. Okay, so then this is the part that I realized, okay, I need to take everything off, I need to park everything way back here, because I need to make this body of water in the very front of the waterfall. I needed more than what I have. So eventually we're gonna cut that in and bring that more. So the other part is that slowly I knew I wanted to start raising the wall. You know, I want this big high wall, you know, because we're gonna go now to the highest level that we are allowed to go in Dinkum. We're gonna go to the max level, and then what I did is on the corners I left the max level height, one level, right? And that way I knew one more level down is gonna be where we're gonna put the waterbed, and that's where the waterfall is gonna start falling down to the ground. And this is, like always, there's not a right way and a wrong way, so approach it whichever way you want to do it. My idea was that I wanted to create this feel that when you're standing on the ground and you're looking up and you're seeing this, it's like this humongous waterfall that's coming from the top. And don't forget, not all waterfalls have to come from the way up high. That's why I started very small in the very first waterfall. One little tier, one little level, and just falling down, you know. I think that little level makes it good enough that you see a good trail coming down. It was basically just 3 high. I think it had that feel, you know, that it's a little more. If you went too high, I feel like it's too low. 3 high is great, and anything after 3 high, it has that waterfall effect, in my opinion, you know. If you want to go 2 levels, you want to go 1 level, and for your design, for what you're trying to build, then go for it, you know. But I think for the feel of a water effect, after trying it out a couple times before starting the video, I think 3 high is really great. It's about the size of your character when you're standing in front of it. So when you're standing in front of it, it's like it's just a little bit taller than the character, and I think that makes it feel really, really good. And then if you do multi-layer, but don't forget, one waterfall can be just one humongous thing. You don't have to have multiple levels. It could be just a very tall one just crashing down, you know, and that's another style. And this is why there's not a wrong way to do a waterfall, and there's not a right way, because it's just being creative. And this is why the waterfall update, the waterbeds, is one of the most creative tools that we're gonna have in Dinkum, because the possibilities of water landscaping are gonna be endless, and designers and creativity and inspiration is gonna be all over the place, and it's just gonna be fun and exciting, and we just wanna just enjoy it so much. So this is one of those things that I keep messing up. Not messing up, but I keep forgetting. I wanted to have this water kind of just coming from both sides, but I keep forgetting, I need to put dirt. So I can't make the effect that I want unless I raise it all up, put the waterbed in the corner, but then I get that little glitch thing that I don't like right now. So, and this is why I'm doing it this way right now, because I don't want that. This is like the first official build that we're creating here, and I wanted something that looked solid, that it looked good enough for you guys to enjoy, to get inspiration from, because I'm excited. Another thing that I'm excited is I want to hear from you guys. You know, what you guys think, and how excited are you guys for Waterfall, for the waterbeds? What are you guys' ideas? What you're imagining to add in your island? You know, because I want to hear it, because every time I hear from you guys and every time I hear your ideas, man, some of them are so good that I want to use them right away. The inspiration that we get from it is just amazing. So here we are. So everything is taking shape, and we got that little hallway that we go down there that will hit the back end of the waterfall. That is very cool. And then I have this idea of what I'm gonna put down there, that it just gives it that touch. At some point in this video, we're gonna span sleep. We're gonna sleep, because I need the trees, I need the pines to grow, I need everything just kind of to grow right away, so we can see kind of the final build. So here, this is what I was saying. I wanted to have a little more of the body of water in front of the waterfall, like it's just filling up this area. And this is just trial and error, right? You want to leave pieces of dirt, then leave it. You want to take it off, you can take it off. You want to change the color, and instead of being a sand and brown, you can do both, or you can just make it all brown. I kind of leave a mix of both. I know I do fix the very top one at some point, because I want the whole waterfall to be the dark tone, so we do take that sand away. So when I was down there, I was looking, okay, my vision's coming up, but this corner looks off to me, and I was like, what can I do to fix it? So basically what I decided is to just raise a corner. I didn't want to attach it. I want to have that gap in the middle, just as a visual point, just so it just, you can see right through it, right? But I wanted to elevate that corner. And then once we get to the pine trees and we start planting them, that's when it starts then filling the gap, because you guys are gonna see how we start planting things, so it can make it feel a little more believable, a little more real. So now we're gonna start, and we're gonna go very basic, you know. Use whatever you feel that belongs in your waterfall, what kind of greenery, what kind of stuff you want to use. Once when I did the my run with KD Gentleman on the stream, if you guys saw it, it was so fun. You know, I still had some of the new bushes and the seeds, so I wanted to use the small one, because I don't want things to block too much of the dirt or of the water. So, but I did wanted to use another item from the new update, so we're gonna use one of the lily bushes. I need to memorize the name better, but we're gonna use one of those. Now here, I planted a pine, and when that grows in there, it looks so good, guys. It gave that touch that I was looking for, because I saw something online that had that idea, and I kind of want to duplicate it. And once it came and we span sleep and everything was growing, it just looked great. So of course I went ahead and put the what you call it, the grass. We're gonna put the grass on the very top so we can have just a little greenery. You could pretend that's a little moss or something like that that is happening because of the water, you know. And we don't have anything else. The cobblestone stone could look good on the top, but it doesn't fill up the sides. So, you know, I wonder if somehow James can develop a type of rock texture, you know, that when you look at Waterfall and you see that little gray formation texture, that when we put the path down, it kind of gives that look. You never know. I'm gonna throw the idea out there just to see how that feels. But overall, you know, it's not something that we need. You guys might be able to use couple ideas, different type of grass. Maybe you guys don't like the grass and you guys want to leave it all brown. Maybe you guys want to just do the cobblestone and just kind of have cobblestone, like a little bit of stone, or maybe use some of the rock pathing and just have that little rock texture instead of the grass. So, and all of that I'm gonna test too, because I'm curious to see how that's gonna look. Because just thinking about it, I'm like, I don't know, the rock, just a rock on the very, like, not being a real, just the, kind of the pathing of the rock. I don't know if it's gonna look good enough. So, but I just went right now the safe side, the safe way. I just added a little green because I just wanted to not be so much brown. So that way, when we're looking at it a little bit, sometimes you can see a little bit of green, just a little bit, just a little hint. But that's because, you know, I kind of liked it, you know. But if you don't like it, feel free. If you're actually following this build, once you get the update and this is something that you want to try and you want inspiration, you want to dab into it, then this is the one. Okay, so we slept. Now we're starting to see some of the pines growing, and I wanted to see that before to know where I'm gonna plant the next couple of things, where I want to add a little more greenery, where do I want to add a bush or a seed or another pine. So I wanted to have a little bit more of a backdrop. It looks a little too plain, but if you look on pictures online, a lot of waterfalls are very plain on the top, right? It's just the waterfall and all sky. So like I said, there's not a wrong way to build a waterfall. It's exactly, you build it the way you want and what's gonna make you happy, you know, because that's what's gonna give you. So what I did is, I'm pretending that the backside's done, but it's not done, but I'm gonna pretend, right? So what I did is, I'm gonna plant these pine trees just a little bit low level, that way we can see part of the top. And I don't want it to be just so tall. I want it to feel like when you look at from the bottom, it looks like they're gonna be a little lower because they don't be as high, and it gives that impression they're a little more farther away. But then it's breaking up the sky, the view. It doesn't look just as plain. For my eyes, it doesn't look as plain. So we get a little more greenery, more vegetation, a little more separation from the sky and the waterfall. And once those started growing, I was happy. My vision, what I wanted to do, especially for the first update, for the video, the excitement, I was really happy. So the next thing is one of the last thing that I left for last, because I didn't know where exactly I wanted to put some of these rocks, is I wanted to add some rocks in specific areas in the waterfall. So as you saw, I didn't know if we could put rocks inside the waterbeds, because I know we can plant. So I tested it and we can. So that's something for now that I want you guys to know. We can't put the rocks inside the waterbeds. It'd be nice, because I would love to put some rocks in specific locations where the water inside the waterbeds are, because I think it would look cool with the water. But if it can be done, we know that it can be done. But if it can be done, I'm just mentioning it because you never know. You know, you don't know who's listening, and it's always gonna be good to throw out suggestions. You know, because that's what we're doing. We're testing the build to make sure everything's working. The side waterfall is one of my favorite things right there. I just feel like it looks so good falling into the ocean right there. It just looks so good. But as everything was growing and we just slept through it so many times, now the build was coming together, was coming alive. And if you're following this and you don't like the sand, don't forget, you can change the sand. I left the sand. It could be something that I may change in the future. I may just bring it in and maybe do a little bit more green on the front, and just to make it more forest style. But for right now, this is where I left it. I think everything's coming out really great. I think the water boxes are amazing. This update is just gonna be I think so many people are going to be very happy. I think the community of Dinkum is just as excited as I am. We are all eager just to enjoy it and to start designing. This tripod feature is one of my favorite. I just been enjoying taking the pictures with the tripod. Just taking pictures with friends when I've gone to different streams and just hang out. We can take pictures with people and we can put them in the museum. It's just amazing. And guys, I'm just excited when you guys are gonna be able to play this, to start designing. It's just amazing. I know right now he's fixing some bugs so you guys have the best experience, but it's just amazing. And look what we're gonna be able to create. Dinkum landscape is gonna change forever. This is the new beginning. This is the new way. Dinkum Islands are just gonna explode with creativity. They're all gonna look gorgeous, beautiful. It's the new Dinkum. It's a dawn of a new era in the Dinkum world. Waterfalls, waterscaping, designing. It's the beginning of something awesome, of something new and excitement. And if you guys are excited, just like I am, be ready. So much more that's coming for this game. So guys, thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to hit a like, subscribe if you want to see more videos, and we'll see you next time. Alright guys, see you later. Bye.